Hi, Trevor here, reflecting on life through music. Thank you for stopping by. Well, coming again today, you're very, very welcome. How great to see everybody back. I trust you enjoyed my last video on jazz crooner Jamie Cullum and through his song 20 something. We looked at all the choices we have these days. So I trust you found that one interesting. We're going from there to, again, American royal family of music. 1966, Gary, Indiana. And you know, we've got some iconic names in this family, including Michael and a few others. But we're going to the youngest of the Jackson family today. And it was when she was 7, actually. She performed in the MGM Casino in Las Vegas. The girl we're talking about, the youngest of the Jackson family, is Janet Jackson. Definitely deserves a video of her own, this girl, absolutely. So, you know, she became a bit of a child actor, actually. There were a couple of series that I actually remember. First of all, we've got Good Times, and she played Penny in that particular series. And so I've got a TV clip from that one. And then also Charlene, Diff'rent Strokes, a bit of a love interest for one of the characters. And so we get to see they already share the makings of sincerity, charm and all the rest of it that you need to be a child TV actor. And so I've got a couple of clips of her early acting career. In 15, thanks to her father, she got signed to A&M Records. And in 1982, out came the self-titled album Janet Jackson. Fortunately, didn't get much of an airplay or much of a promotion, but there it was, 1984, out came Dream Street. And off that, we've got the clip of Don't Stand Another Chance. And here we can see already what an incredible voice this girl has got. Of course, if she's a Jackson, she can dance. And she can dance really, really well. She's just got that Jackson attitude about her. Absolutely. It's just really, really compelling to see her performing on stage. Just her in this particular clip. So Don't Stand Another Chance, TV clip of that one. Now, Michael, a few years ago, had already decided that he needed to distance himself from the Jackson family a little bit and do what he could. And out came Thriller in early 1980s, and we know that Thriller is one of the highest selling albums of all time. Janet thought, hey, I'm going to do that too, because you know what? I want to be a superstar. I want to be an international notoriety in my own right, and I'm not going to be able to do that as part of the Jackson family. So she launched out on her own in 1986 and released the iconic Control album. This went to #1, this album. This is a very, very significant album in so many ways. One of the things that Janet is known for is the dealing with, in fact, writing the blueprint actually for going across genres. Also about getting rid of the racial divide. Of course, if you're a Jackson, you can do that. But she absolutely wrote the blueprint on how to break down racial divide. And because of that, this album was absolutely massive for her. Off that album, you've got What Have You Done For Me Lately? This is a massive song for her. I do remember when this one came out. Probably where I want to go today. Now, in an initial looking, I think, well, this is a very arrogant thing to say. What have you done for me lately? Well, nothing. So see you later. We can go down that way where we put that kind of thing on our partners and think, hey, what are you doing for me? You're not doing anything, so I'm just not going to hang around you. That's one way of looking at it. And this, I suppose, in this world of Bachelor, Bachelorette, Married at First Sight, all those sort of shows, which kind of are quite selfish in many, many ways, it's very easy to put that into relationships as well. But let's look at it from a different angle, and that is, hey, I've actually been doing a lot for you. I'm invested in you. I'm invested in us. I'm wanting the best for us. I'm doing everything I conceivably can to actually make our relationship work. I'm for us. I love you. I want you. All that sort of stuff. So, with using that as I suppose as a basis point, that one person's doing everything they can physically can, and the other person's just giving nothing. First of all, I don't understand that mentality of giving nothing back. Because if you were to look forward and see that person no longer there, how would you feel? You'd be thinking, oh, God, I didn't really give much to that relationship, did I? Why didn't I listen to the cues, listen to the conversation, listen to all the sort of stuff when I had the chance? Well, it's too late. And you'll be thinking, well, what a really, really good question. What have you done for me lately? What a great question that one is. And, you know, we can't, well, I shouldn't say we can't, but we shouldn't just ignore a question like that one if you have not given. If you have not given all your all and held nothing back in a relationship, because you don't want that to be said by someone to you when they're doing everything they can to try and make the thing work. Relationships take two people putting in, giving to each other, loving each other, doing all the little things that need to happen for a relationship to work, all the little shows of love that you do, the little notes, the flower, all the sort of stuff that you do to actually show the other person that you mean something, they mean something to you. You don't want to hear, what have you done for me lately? You just really don't want to hear that. Probably get to the point where they're probably thinking, well, they probably never will, so I'm not going to worry. I'm just going to walk out. So I think this song is a bit of a warning today. First of all, for those who are looking at the relationships for the other person just to serve you, that's not going to work. And secondly, if you're not giving, that's not going to work either. So may the song be a warning us today. If we are in relationships, guys, let's not take them for granted at any time. Anytime we get together is important. Anytime we get together is special. Anytime we get together, that other person is your complete focus. We don't play second fiddles to phones either, by the way. Sure, there are moments, you know, when we do look at our phones as each other. And with my girl, we've actually started a joint calendar, so that's pretty cool. And we might be comparing notes there, but you know, if we're just looking at Facebook or social media or whatever it is, do we really need to do that while the other person's in the room? Sure, if a phone call comes or a text message comes, absolutely, that's different. But if it's just looking at social media, no. Well, if you are going to use your phone to enhance a conversation, look something up, or hey, I wonder where this place is, whatever it is, absolutely. But if you're just looking at the phone, just for the sake of looking at it, what have you done for me lately? Well, nothing. You've been looking at your phone the whole time. So this is a real warning, this song, in lots of ways. May we never be at the end of what have you done for me lately. It's just, there's probably no coming back from there, because the other person's just not wanted and not loved, not desired, not needed, and there's no companionship there. So good on you, Janet, for bringing this out in the Control album. And she was really signaling to the world at this point, well, I'll tell you what, up until this point, you know, it's just been control, and it's been, you know, I want to be more than that. I want to be bigger than that. I'm actually capable of being that. And you know what? I'm leaving because you're not doing stuff for me. You might have got me started, but it's just too controlling. I need to be my own person. And the best thing we can do with our significant other is to let them be them. Don't try and say, if I only wish they were like this or wish they were like that. Let them fly, let them flourish, let them be themselves. And then you'll find it's easy to do the things that they're looking for, to show them the things they're looking for. So it's a very significant album for Janet Jackson. Janet created a new genre, a bit of a mix of dance, pop, industrial music, rhythm and blues and hip hop. They called it New Jack Swing. And so, you know, she was very much at the start of that. Dance, pop, R&B, very much a cross-racial divides there, absolutely. Then out in 1989, Janet Jackson thought, hey, my music needs to actually say something. My music needs to count. And because of that, she brought Rhythm Nation 1814 out in 1989. This is what many people say an exclamation point of her career. She really wanted to make a difference and to let the world know, hey, world, there's stuff that we're not addressing, stuff that we're not doing, stuff that we need to look at. And so Rhythm Nation came out in 1814. Rhythm Nation 1814 came out in 1989. And the video clip of that particular song is considered one of the most iconic and popular of all time. And so I have to put the official clip of that one in the description below. Rhythm Nation was so significant. In fact, there were quite a few singles from this song. She had 3 #1 singles in consecutive calendar years. So it's absolutely huge. And it was pretty well getting established now that she was the undisputed queen of pop. She was a superstar in her own right. She was a superstar with the last name Jackson in her own right. She started to become an inspiration to many young women that would follow her. Janet represents women power. She represents female sensuality, female sexuality, dancing, business, making a statement. She is an inspiration to so many people, and so she was really starting to capitalise on that with Rhythm Nation and even Control before that. 1993 out came the album just called Janet. We got the song That's the Way Love Goes. It's a pretty alive version of that one. Janet is a global superstar. Rolling Stone, number 77 of 100 greatest women in rock. Number 134 out of 200 greatest pop icons. Number 7 out of 100 of the greatest women in music. Number 5 out of 25 top hip-hop artists. As I've said, undisputed queen of pop. And in 2019, just to really capitalise it, she was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I've got the induction speech there. It's absolutely stunning. If you want to hear about Janet Jackson in 5-6 minutes, that's a really, really good clip, that one. And so I had to put that one up there as well. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is not easy. Many people have not got there, and the people have wondered why. Well, who knows? But at the end of the day, she got in there. It's pretty cool. I've also got below a link to a melody of #1 hits that she's had. This is from the 2009 American Music Awards. Thought I'd just chuck that one in there as well. Between 1982 and 2015, 11 studio albums, 4 compilation albums, a lot of singles, lots of music videos, estimated to have sold around 180 million albums. Context again, Beatles 600 million, Elton John 300 million. This girl's one of the highest of sellers of all time. A lot of her albums have been in the top 10, and many have got to #1, and the 11th most successful female in US music. So very, very significant person. Someone who dared to believe that she could be who she could be, and she believed that she could be a superstar in her own right, and because of that, she deserves the accolades and the respect of the industry. She's also won some Grammy Awards as well. And so the links to those 7 clips are in the description below, and I've also included my last video from Jamie Cullum, so if you want to recap on him, feel free. Well, we're continuing on with the J's, and as you can see, we go through any genre here. The Johns are getting close. We're not quite there yet, but we have a few Johns. We've got a few other iconic artists happening before them, including this girl next time, Janice Ian. So if this is your first time to Life Reflections of Music, or you come back for another one, how great to see everybody here. Really appreciate you coming back. And it's good to see the subscriber list just edging up that stat a little bit more. So thank you to everyone for doing that. Obviously the encouragement always is, watch the videos firstly. I only put up 3 a week. Secondly, comments. Don't get many comments. I'd love to get some comments about whether any of the content I'm saying is kind of hitting home or making a difference. You think, actually, I hadn't thought about it that way. If I always think, hey, Trevor, just don't agree with that, by all means, put that up there as well. And, we can, and always the invitation to make a request. So feel free to do that. Just one thing I'd ask is that if you know, just go to my playlist first. They're out by letter, alphabetical order. You can say, actually, he's already done these guys, but didn't do this song. What about if he does a reflection on that particular song? Because you know, I don't know about you. You know, we tend to go for the most well-known songs when we look at artists, but some of their less well-known ones are pretty amazing. And you know, just think about Toto's Africa. Apparently, that was meant to be an album filler. Well, it became an absolutely iconic song in its own right. So you know what? If it's a bit more obscure, that's okay. Please make a request. More than happy to do that for you. Well, that's it for today. Next time we're going to go on to Janician. So until then, I'll catch you around. Bye for now.